Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, the Lost Chevalier, and you're welcome back to the Fermi Paradox. Let's continue this game, shall we? We will go to... I need more info. I need to see how many resources do they have. Let's just collect some syntheses. Yeah, they could go for a little less population growth. Auto development event, what happened? Tau Ceti is sending signals into space. Auto test the capacity of new radio technology, unaware that some of these scripted radio waves might reach faraway alien civilizations in the future. Have I done the work good, or have I added a menace? After the development of the first commercial radio transmitter, Guglielmo Marconi, Italian inventor, 19th century CE, Sol system. Damn, wait a minute, the sound is too loud. I don't know why it's so loud. Okay, signal boost, alt of over Tau Ceti 3, auto engineers transmit powerful radio signals in all directions. Or radio test, a strong radio signal with nonsense messages like 1, 2, 3 or test, test, test is focusing at the Frogstar system. Or radio test, the frequency of the test signals are erratic and no notable signal was sent out into space. I think I will go for regular signal. Just regular signal. To Tau Ceti 3, so... Are they aiming the Prun? Minus people, please and thank you. Minus peace it could go... Wait a minute, the sound is too loud for some reason. Oh my god. Oh, the volume is not working. My ears are dying. A territory disputed Frogstar system is won by an army of lethal robotic workers. Robotic soldiers, I mean. Astonishing monument on the inner planet of Frogstar system. More resources. This is Frogstar system, wait. Solar Age. Oh, the Frogstar system. Gliese Dominions. But damn it, my ears. They have 4,000 years of things, so they're coming good. Damn it, the sound is killing my ears. I'm gonna need to restart this game. For some reason it's going bananas. I'm going to Prun Mega Corporation's development event. Let's see what happened. Growth in Gliese. The Prun are able to build very large self-contained buildings. Entire societies could live inside those massive structures shielded from outside influence. Behind the port lay the city, factory dooms dominated by the vast cubes of corporate arcologies. Neuromancer by William Gibson, American-Canadian speculative fiction writer, 20th century CE, Sol system. My god, the ears! Okay, what do we have? Civilization Pilar. The Prun erect many of these giant structures on the surface of Gliese Sea, giving a new home to countless communities. Regular development. A couple of these archaeologies are built on strategic locations around Gliese Sea. The population numbers rise slowly, but so the Prun who can live there are carefully selected or dead end. These structures are vulnerable to industrial sabotage and their communities tend to fall apart through mismanagement. The archaeologies are abandoned after a decade. It will not go for Civilization Pilar. The last time I picked something like that, everything went apart. So let's go for regular development. And with that, let's put less casualties, because I want less casualties for war. And we will restart the game, because the sound is killing my ears. Oh, thank god. Okay, I can change it here, but not in-game. Okay, oh, my ears are feeling better already. Okay, let's load the game where we left. For some reason, the volume decided to go crazy. I don't know what caused that, it must be a bug. The game is in early access, early of the early access. It came out a week ago, so one can imagine these little mistakes running amok. So, let's continue the game where we left. Okay, we're back where we left. Oh, we can pick more resources. Yes, please, and thank you. Never computers simulate efficiency protocols for the poor corporate fleet sleeper personnel. Good. 2 major species on Earth began to interbreed. Interesting. Gliesarian dominions, new technological era. The Gliesarians reached the Lightspeed Age. Already? Wow, they are really advanced. Racing into the Lightspeed Age, interstellar journeys are shortened from centuries to mere decades. Gliesarian civilization set new speed records in areas such as quantum state computing, light jet manufacturing, and mining for resources from faraway planets. For the moving organism, the lengthy time of the journey was a mere instant, providing the motion took place with extraordinary the speed of light. If the stationary organism is a man and the travelling one is his twin, then the traveller returns home to find his twin brother much aged compared to himself. Albert Einstein, German theoretical physics, 20th century CE Sol system. So, they have reached the age of advancement. They can go for wisdom. With ability to conduct outer space archaeological expeditions, Gliesarians begin to understand their role in the galactic dance of existence. Questions about life, alien life, give rise to the study of xenogenetics. For advancement, the Gliesarians achieve true mastery of space travel and colonial development crossing major hurdles. The civilization also makes leaps in genetic modifications and cloning, perhaps even creating new life forms such as trash-eating plants. Or power. When exploration and travel bring them in closer contact with alien species, the Gliesarians accelerate their arms race to light speed. Now let's go for wisdom. They will get more utopia, more technological, and they will keep the resources to that. With force and power, the Gliesarian cryo colonies establish a new society. Their fanatical colonial soldiers enforce the creation of a better and stronger civilization of so-called Gliesarians, named in honor of their heritage. The ability to harvest resources from gas giant in the Foxstar system. I don't like those. They don't give me anything yet so far, so no. The interior of Prun corporate fleet is completely redesigned by the sleeper personnel. Good. Prun corporate fleet development event. What happened? Spacecraft destruction? What? Oh no. The entire sleeper personnel of the Prun corporate fleet, regardless of whether they are awake or in cryosleep, are connected via a cybernetic brain interface. This communication network has a fatal flaw, and as an unforeseen energy overload could instantaneously fry the brains of all Prun on board. I saw the blueprints of a brain link interface that they want to use for astronauts. Not sure if I should sell them on the black web. Maybe the competition will find a flaw in the system and save those poor geckos. Or they will just hijack their brains right after liftoff. Digital Dust, Rhinian Netjocket, Time Stage 770 Klepper System. Okay, tell me I can do a close call. I can do a close call, thank you. Mine will survive. Only a few sleeper personnel members are not outfitted with cybernetic brain links. An energy overload destroys the brain of most on board Prun instantly. Now only whole workers and young children are left wandering the spacecraft. Complete extinction. A single energy pulse is enough to overcharge the brain interface link and kill the entire sleeper personnel of the Prun corporate fleet in an instant. The sleeper spacecraft is now an empty tomb floating through the space forever. Close call. On board cyberneticists detect this design flaw in the brain interface network and fix it before any catastrophe can happen. Let's go for that one. Close call. We are out of this. But we can recover quickly. The neurocomputer network is testing the functionality of the neural launcher systems. I can totally put more casualties in this. No, I don't want more people. They have resources for 28 years, god damn it. We have a bug again. Let us pick this one, and this one, and that one. Thank you. I say thank you. I'm not gonna ask. And there are still 4 ages ahead. More resources, please. In order to completely simulate the physical protocols on the Prun Sea corporate fleet sleeper personnel. Good. Other regimes development event. What happened? The population in Tau Ceti. Air pollution from these industrial waste and vehicles chokes the other cities. Deadly smoke envelops city dwellers and poisons the land and water. Although begin to show signs of increased respiratory problems. The human race was dying out. No one left to scream and shout. People walking on the moon. Smoke will get you pretty soon. Ship of Fools, The Doors, American rock band, 20th century CE, Sol System. I could go for massive depopulation in order to increase the quantity of resources and increase my thing. Let's see how prevention is like. The leaders of the Oda push for the use of expensive purification technologies and strictly regulate emissions. Air pollution in Tau Ceti is reduced. Regular development. Many Oda live shorter lives because of the toxic air in their cities. Preventive measures are implemented slowly, but in many polluted areas the population numbers are failing. Or massive smog. Toothless regulations favoring industrialization over societal well-being allow the massive volumes of pollution to be pumped into the atmosphere, greatly reducing the population. Let's go for that one and get my synthesis back in order. Sorry about that. Let's go for peace. And more things for me. Yeah, resource scarcity will be becoming a thing in another moment, so everything is good for you. Keep doing what you're doing. I could go for more people. No, better not. Resource scarcity, gas giant reservoir. 364 a year. Gliesarian planet targeting establishing new resource management method for colonies. I want to be more over this civilization, new technological era, the other regimes. I can't believe they are reaching so far. The other reached the nuclear age. I think they're gonna die. I think they're not going to leave. They're not going to leave that much. We could go for advancement. The Odo could achieve the dream of space travel in this age, with superhighways now connecting most cities. It might also be a good time to start thinking about reducing fossil fuel consumption. Let's go for that one because, or I could go for absolute power. Heading further down the warpath, the Odo can expect to see assault rifles, jet fighters and napalm, not to mention the mother of all bombs. Yeah, that one. We could go for this one and get 20 synthesis. I'm going to do that. Sorry, Odo. I'm so sorry. I can actually be over them. Prun corporate fleet, resource crisis. Wait, what, already? The Prun are out of resources. Oh, damn. The Prun had done the unthinkable and used up all available resources storage in the Prun corporate fleet. It is no longer possible to provide for the living quarters of their sleeper spacecraft. And the sleeper personnel will soon fall apart. They may need to dismantle crucial systems to survive the crisis. Once people get the idea that it's alright to take what you want and destroy the rest, who knows when they will stop. Paradox of the Sour by October, American sci-fi author. Yes, they choose a faraway thing. Collapse or regress. Or complete extinction. These are the final days of the sleeper spacecraft. The disintegration of the sleeper personnel is accelerated by the excessive use of neutron bombs, when the onboard security guards fight over the last remaining resource storage. Or chaos and panic lead to complete disintegration of the Prun. Will they take their neural launchers and destroy each other, or find a more encouraging way to deal with the demise of their sleeper craft? Or we can go with regress. To survive, the Prun have to abandon their living quarters or form small self-contained communities. The loss of central leadership within the sleeper personnel may lead to oppression and cruelty. Let's do that. Prun tyranny. The sleeper personnel managed to live without resource storage, but at what cost? Their chief executive officer made cruel and atrocious choices to keep the husk of the Prun Corporation fleet from falling apart. As redistribution is organized by the rule of the impulse rifle, many Prun may not get any of the new resources. The claimed ethical superiority of naturally evolved biointelligence can be proved wrong by observing the so-called hell ships crawling through the galaxies. Artificial lifeforms are not only much more durable and more likely to survive a crisis during interstellar travel, but they tend to solve a major redistribution problem without turning into absolute monsters. 100 Moore Galactic Network Vertex Universe Pulse 23,030K Hyperdimensional Subspace. Okay, what do we have? Jesus Christ. Minimal repression, regular development, or total repression. If we go for this one, then we have a lot of more resources. If we go for this one, not that many. Let's read them all. In the midst of the dismantled sleeper spacecraft system, the sleeper personnel are able to reuse the materials of the neurocomputer and support systems. Inequality is rising and severe specialists become security guards, but the stagnant brute population survives, at least. The impulse rifle rules and only a small amount of Prun have access to resources collected from the previous factions. All remaining Prun perish quickly. 5.3 billion Prun lives lost. The lowlife of Prun managed to become fleet managers. They hoard all the resources they can gather from the dismantled sleeper craft while commanding hordes of security guards. The rest of the sleeper personnel simply perishes. 5.3 billion lost. No, we can go for minimal repression. In the midst of the dismantled sleeper system, the sleeper personnel are able to reuse the materials of the neurocomputers and support systems. Let's go for that one. They have resources for 1,000 years! Jesus Christ! Prun Mega Corporation Development Event. What happened with you now? Growth in Gliese. I don't have resources. The Prun are able to wield very large self-contained buildings. Entire societies could live inside those massive structures shielded from outside influence. I already read this one. It's the blocks, aren't they? Dead end. Give me the synthesis. You don't need more people. You need more synthesis. Give me more synthesis. More synthesis, please. Thank you. I will go up now. No, I will not touch that. Promise is similar for the prompt. Oh no. These signals. Frogside receive alien signals. They're not alien. The Gliesarians explore the nearby vicinity of the star system with light-speed capable ships. One of these light buggers is able to pick up the trollish signal from the Prun civilization. No. Even these stars, which seem so numerous, are as sand, as dust, or less than dust, in the enormity of the space in which there is nothing. Carl Sagan, American astrophysicist, 20th century CE Sol System. Oh no, you receive a lot of troll messages. Enthusiasm is too expensive. Hostility. The exploration vessels get lost in the vast emptiness of space around the Frogstar system. The content of the signal from the Prun is forever lost. Or hostility. A conflict over access to the information of the trollish signal leads to the destruction of the Space Explorer, causing military tension between the Deep Space Explorers and the Frogstar system. Minus this, minus Utopia, but they get a signal, but I get 20 synthesis. So I'm going to do that. So they went into the bad route. There is no problem about that. We need a synthesis, so sorry. Defeats an army of space marines. This one doesn't give me anything. They say they could give me a lot of synthesis, but that's a lie. Now leave it with 6% growth. They don't need more people. If they have more people, they're going to run out of resources really fast. Let's pick up the minus people. Minus growth. 4.0. It's okay. The Gliesarian Alliance is a new technological area. They keep going. The Gliesarians is singularity age. The Gliesarians create machines capable of resources self-improvement. This construct can wield even more powerful copies of themselves autonomously, growing their potential with each generation. The path to artificial intelligence is clear. Can we drop the artificial intelligence? It's a bit like me calling you a meat-based processor system. On the Steel Breeze by Alastair Reynolds, British science fiction writer, 21st century CE Sol System. Cool, they are in the Singularity Age. Look at them! Wisdom. Self-learning AI is able to process data and evolve faster than any Gliesarian scientist. Breakthroughs in all fields of research happen almost daily. Or advances. Machines transform themselves to take on tasks such as cleaning up the environment, building Gliesarian habitation, and acting as caretakers for the elderly. Or power. Adapted robotic soldiers upgrade themselves after every conflict, soon evolving into the most deadly fighting force ever created by the Gliesarians. No, advancement. Let's go for that one. They need more resources. And growth. And we have for 1,312 years of worth of resources. Good. Other Empires development event. Power in Tau Ceti. Uh-oh. Flying Aces dominate the sky of Tau Ceti 3. Jets perform risky reconnaissance mission at the speed of sound and posture to show military might. Ace pilots perform record-breaking stunts that entice new other recruits. Fighting in the air is not a sport, it's a scientific murder. Edric, American fight pilot, 20th century CE Sol System. Let me see. We could go for absolute power. Prevention cost me 10. The pilots develop a reputation as military propaganda and dangerous liability. Although choose to decommission expensive dogfighter jets. Regular development. Jet fighters are adopted as one of many tools used in modern military of the Odo. Or absolute power. Jet aces become loved and powerful figures on Tau Ceti 3. Odo model their values on their gun-ho attitudes and hawkish nature. Let's go for absolute power. Sorry, Odo, you keep going down the path of war. Let's put the potential casualties down. Let's help you out a little. Yes. The corporate fleet, how are they doing? They come for 2,000. So many years that I can't even count them. So no problem with that. Oh, signals from space. Oh, the Earth! Frogs are receiving alien signals. The quantum computers of our regular Gliesarian True AI are picking up weak traces of the human rock and roll music from the Sol System. True AIs start to analyze the data from many light years away. Will they figure out this is a message from the humans? The galactic history of transmission waves is fascinating but also tragic. So many species never knew about the existence of others because the signal emitted from faraway civilizations were too fragmented to be seen for what they were. Real Shoshone Transspecies Archivist Galactic Year 64.03 Alpha Andromeda Cluster. Let's go! I can go for intuitions, ignorance, hostility. The true AIs are celebrated by the Gliesarian circuits for their discovery, and no scientific era begins dedicated to uncover the secrets of the human civilization. Ignored, the staff of the true AI are busy with other things, so the scrambled traces of the human rock and roll music are some forgotten among the data stored in the quantum computers. Or hostility. Our rival circuits find out about the human rock and roll music and sends a large military space fortress to destroy the true AI before scientific secrets about the human civilization can be uncovered. This incident leads to massive military tension between the Gliesarian circuits. Let's go for enthusiasm. Everybody's happy. Everybody wants more, so they start to use resources more efficiently. And let's increase a little the utopia. Actually, you're fine. You're super fine. How about you, Prun? How are you going? Potential facility 6, they have 2,500 years. Growth is 56%. They're fine. Prun development event. An armed conflict threatens the Prun. Oh my god, they're really bad. During a suspended cryo-sleep period on the Prun corporate fleet sleeper personnel, somebody tries to manipulate the brain-machine interface and mind control the sleeper for nefarious purposes. None are more hopeless enslaved than those who falsely believe they are free. Jonathan Wolfram von Goethe, German poets, 18th century BC. My god, these guys can't have a break, can they? peace. Nobody noticed the brain manipulation and often several cryosleep cycles. The entire sleeper personnel is following the orders of the brain hacker. That's not good. Brain hacking incident. The hacker is discovered but is already controlling many security wars. After a massive firefight, the brain hacker is finally defeated. 511 million casualties. Or total war. The manipulation is uncovered, but the hacker is never found. Mistrust, paranoia, and brain programming leads to quantum violent conflict among the sleeper personnel. Minus these, minus utopia, minus resources, and minus people. They could go for that one and have 1.5 million casualties. No, let's go for regular capsule better. Then we can minus, but not that much. And they lost 2,000 years worth of resources. That's okay. No, I will not touch resources, even if they have hundreds of years ahead. The Gliesarian more the data of read and true AI whose theories advance the colony. What, the AI die? The AI say, I'm out? More utopia, please. I don't know where it was, but the Prun corporate fleet is completely reassembled sleepy personnel. Perfect. I wanted that one. No. More people were. Population growth increase. They're good. Prun mega corporations, they're super good. Minus scientific were. Although use data types to fertilize precision. Prun got the signals from space. Oh, they catch the signals from space? The sleeper personnel of the Prun corporate fleet spend their long enterprise endeavor in the virtual reality simulator, while the massive amount of data gathered by the neurocomputer systems is fed as abstract interactive models into the virtual world. Now the human rock and roll music from the humans will enter this artificial realm. Once, Swan So dreamed he was a butterfly flitting and fluttering about, happy with himself and doing as he pleased. He didn't know that he was Swan So. Suddenly he woke up and there he was, solid and unmistakably Swan So. But he didn't know if he was Swan So who had dreamed he was a butterfly, or a butterfly dreaming that he was Swan So. Master Swan, Chinese philosopher, 4th century BCE, Sol System. So, we can go for enthusiasm. The neurocomputer system creates friendly avatars of the humans, and the sleeper personnel interacts with these training virtual entities. They start to examine the meaning behind the human rock and roll music intensely. Ignorance. The neurocomputer creates subtler digital apparition for the human rock and roll music. The sleeper personnel confuse these virtual entities with the more game-like parts of the computer simulation and ignore them completely. Or hostility. The digital abstraction of the human rock and roll music is terrifying for the sleeper personnel. It turns their virtual world into digital hell and they have to shut it down in horror. Actually, ignorance would be better for these guys, I think, because this one is too expensive and this one will take me down a path I don't want to go with these guys. So let's go for ignorance for now. Yeah, ignorance is bliss, they say. Is minus 12%? Yes, I need to do something about that and get the thing to Prun Mega Corporation's developer event. Are you still going? Knowledge English. The Prun implement digital computing devices into their brains. This system can run programs to assist the mental capabilities of the users, store data, and shut down unwanted brain functions. Do not fall for the hype of the new Cortex Booster series. If you do not get premium, the suits from Brain Bash will sell you brain data to the highest vendor. And don't worry about the cerebral backdoor I just found. I mean, what could go wrong? Digital dust, roaming networks, time stake, 760 Kepler system. What do we have? Oh, Civilization Pilot costs me nothing and gives me a lot more science. But I want to read them all, so let's do that. Brain enhancements become widespread and improves mental capacity is seen as a crucial asset of Prun. Regular development, the technology brings the Prun forward and allows them to enjoy their brains to the fullest. Or their end, brain chips could be misused to manipulate their hosts, so Prun leaders outlaw the technology except for medical applications. Let's go for Civilization Pilot. They have a lot of people, a lot of years of worth of resources, but they are slow, technologically speaking. They are really slow. More utopia, please. Let me reach 60%. Give me another one. No! No! I will not touch that. Minus this, minus science. I could go for more protection casualties. It's not that much. Minus people. They need to slow down. Fast. And the utopia I wanted. I have already seen these ones. How are you doing? You could use a little more utopia and a little more people. Let's try to take you out of the negative growth auto development. Tau City is building spaceships. Where do they want to go? Fear nuclear confrontation between hostile factions on Tau City 3. The Otto construct a spaceship prototype to send their best and brightest to the stars. The preservation of the species may depend on the crew of the Ark ship. And behold, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth, to destroy all flesh, wherein in the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. Genesis, the Bible, 6th century before Christ, Sol System. Let's build that, they need it. We can do a regular development or an epic project. Signs of an immediate nuclear conflict trigger multiple Ark projects. A race between the factions to build the biggest Ark ships commences. They travel as a fleet and move towards the Sol System. Oh, they're going to Sol! One Ark ship is completed and the crew begins a century-long flight toward the Sol System, with those on board hoping for a better and safer future, or their end. The Otto mismanage the project and lose interest in completing the Ark ship. The giant unfinished hull orbits Tau Ceti 3. That looks amazing, but I want a regular development. I will not go for epic project, I will go for regular. They will build a ship, and this ship will go into space. And they will have more technology. Although Ark ship relay computer system complete fascinating new data. More technology. They are not advancing, are they? Oh, yes they are. Oh, they are only advanced 1% because I clicked the thing. Look. You should remember the noblest Odin demo of all time. I think it is. I think it is. How many years do you have of resources? 137. I can have a -1. The other Ark ship crew memes full of misinformation and gossip. They need more resources, so I'm going to stick with these guys until they reach Earth. Other Ark ship development event. Other Enlightenment. The captain of the Otto has much idle time during... Oh, the idle time captain who thinks he can do another thing. Let me see. They could go for civilization pilot, it doesn't cost me anything. The intellectual exploration of the captain welcomed by the onboard crew counselors. They develop a strong ethical protocol and deconstruct the goals of their journey. Yes, and they are already in Utopia. Good. But they need the resources urgently. What discoveries in the Sol System? Well, what is left of humans? Basically nothing. Well, actually, what remains of humans is probably a lot of ancient cities. Dust. The other ship captain settles a major conflict among the crew. From Corporate Fleet, destination reach! They reached the destination in Wormwood. Welcome! After arriving in the Wormwood System, the Prun Corporate Fleet lands on planet Wormwood Prime and the sleeper personnel waits for rudimentary settlement. To adapt to the harsh environment, the fruit have cybernetically integrates the bodies, allowing them to breathe the toxic fumes. Perfect. And they will go... I want the perfect success for the Otto. So, travel development. Resources are scarce in the Wormwood System, so only a few Prun were selected. Yes, let's do that. They still have like 4 million things. Planetary resources fuse the scarcity in 2000 years. It's okay. They need growth though. They need growth. Like they are not growing at all. Ah, here we are. 2% of growth. They need more growth. Prun Cyber Colony development. Cyber Colony, what was that? Injustice in Wormwood. Ah, the new one.
The borders of the Wormwood Interstellar Branch are disconnected from the law of established Prun cyber colony. Cryocolonists and outcasts compete over valuable planetary resource fields. Personnel, justice, and revenge is commonplace in the corporate frontier. Our days are over, times have changed around these parts. These ain't no more cowboys, only men with violent hearts. Redemption Blues by Miracle of Sound, Irish musician, 21st century of Soul System. Perfect. And we will go for regular development. Massive Injustice actually could be better. The leaders of the branch are not able to pacify the frontier outcasts, and the next generation adopt the decree of vigilantism. Let's go for that one. They will have less thing, but that doesn't matter. We have a lot of synthesis to spend. How much time have I been recording, I wonder? Let me see that first, before we continue. Now. And the next pause will be now. So, let me see how much time I have been recording. Oh, it's enough time for today. This is enough time I have for today. Thank you very much everybody for watching. I hope you have a blast. I was Telos Chevalier, signing out. Bye bye. I love this game so fucking much.